Welcome into the first episode of Lock City MMA. Let's get to it and make some money. Welcome in, guys. UFC Fight Night, Song vs. Figgy. It is in Macao, China. So what you're going to notice is on this card there are a lot of Chinese fighters, and those fighters are pretty heavy favorites. This is something super common with the UFC. When they go to another country, they want to have those country fighters represented and to win so they can create more fans. What that does for us as a betting community is allows us to take advantage of that and hopefully make some money. Let's go ahead and break it down. Starting with the main event. We got the Kung Fu Kid versus Figgy. Honestly, I think that these are two really good fighters in the division. They've only lost to top opponents. Song has only lost to Sean O'Malley and Peter Yan, who's the current champ. You know, Figgy's lost to Umar, who's 19-1. He's a dominant wrestler. And Corey Sandhagen and Peter Yan. So it's not like these guys have been fighting scrubs on their last 5 fights. But I think the big difference is going to be the age. Song Yadong is 28. I feel like he's going into his prime. To where Figgy's turning 38, and honestly, if he loses this fight, and if it's by like KO, it could be one of his last fights in the UFC. He's had a great career, but he's kind of on his way out. Song Yadong has an amazing leg kick game. He's really strong. He's got a compact, short strikes, and he's just extremely jacked. So when he does hit you, he hits you hard. And I just don't think Figgy can keep up on the feet. So what he's going to do is try to get to the ground, but that's going to be another problem for Figgy because Song has really good takedown defense. And honestly, I think he is almost, if not better than him, on the ground as well. You know, I could see if it does get into a scramble on the ground, I could see Song putting him in a chokehold. If he keeps it on the feet, though, I really do feel like it's going to go either to a decision or knockout. The only reason I say decision is Figgy's not easy to knock out. He's a crafty veteran. He's been in the game a long time. But I just think Song is going to be straight up too powerful for him. And in the end, it's going to get to him. So for this fight, I definitely have Song winning by either decision or knockout. Alright, boys. The next fight we're interested in on this card is going to be Kai Asukara versus Cameron Smotherland. Now, this fight will be a striking match only. Both of these guys hate to wrestle, so make sure you don't miss this fight. I promise you it's going to be a good one. Now, I personally think Kai is just going to be too much for Cameron. Kai is a very quick striker. He has really good cardio, and he's just full throttle, killer instinct the whole time he's in there. Where the difference is Cameron is a counter puncher, so what he does is he likes to sit back on those punches as well and land with these heavy shots with counter punching. But with the way that Kai moves and kind of gets around the ring and moves in and out, I think it's just going to be way too much activity for Cameron. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up. And I think over 3 rounds, you're really going to see a difference in the striking. Kai lost his last 2 fights, but they were both by choke. And I'm telling you right now, Cameron Smotherland is not choking anyone out. This guy has attempted 0 total takedowns in his UFC career, and I don't think it's going to start tomorrow. The other big thing is Kai was fighting at 125, and you could tell that the weight cut was getting to him. So this fight is at 135, and I think that's really going to make a big difference for his gas tank, which is going to allow him to just kind of dance around for 3 rounds and just land shots on Cameron. I like Cameron. He's a good striker. He gets in and out. But I just think it's going to be too little productivity with just counter striking. So I got Kai winning this by decision. Alright, guys. The last fight for our Lock City Parlay. It's going to be Ray Tusoroya versus Luis Gurul. Now, Ray was supposed to fight Jesus Aguilar, but he got hurt just a couple days ago, and the UFC ended up cutting him. So, to step in on short notice is Luis. Now, Luis just picked up his first win in his UFC career in his last fight. But that last fight, let's take a look here, was 5 days ago. That's right. He literally fought last week in Vegas, and now he's flying halfway across the world to fight in China against Ray. I think this is going to be a huge factor in the fight. Now, he fought, as you see here, to a decision. So his cardio with the travel is not going to be as good as it would be with a full camp, obviously. And the thing about Ray is that he is an extremely good wrestler. And as most wrestlers have extremely good cardio. So I think that Ray is just going to keep trying to take this guy down over and over and over again. It might be kind of a boring fight, I'm not going to lie. Ray is coming off a loss, but that loss is to Joshua Van. And even in that fight, he did have some success with the wrestling. He just couldn't capitalize on it. So with a guy like Luis, who is known for getting taken down, he had a fight 2 or 3 fights ago where he got taken down 10 times in one fight. But he does get up. He's very good at fighting position and not just taking that he's on the bottom. So I do think in the first round, Ray will get him down, but Luis will get back up. But round 2, even into late round 3, that cardio for Luis is going to be shot. He's going to be tired, and I just think he's going to get outworked, outhandled, and I think Ray is going to win this pretty easily if he doesn't finish him. I could see a submission being live for this fight. I wouldn't bet it. If I had to bet, as you see here, I did pick decision. But Luis is good at getting in and out of the pocket with striking, so he could cause some problems. But how Ray wrestles, he doesn't even have to get a single or a double. He could literally beat up against the fence and take you down from there. And I just think it's going to be too much, and Luis is just going to lose. I think this is one of the best locks of the night, and you guys need to jump on it. Let's make some money. All right, guys, here are the final picks for this week's UFC card. I appreciate everyone that's made it to this point of the video. If you don't mind dropping a like on the video, subscribing, and leaving a comment on how I can do a better job next time, it'd be much appreciated. So, we already went over Lock City. That'll give you plus 109 odds. My underdog bet of the week was actually a favorite when I started doing my research for this fight a couple weeks ago. And look, booing me. She's a pretty good striker. She has super creative kicks and a super tough chin with good takedown defense. And she's fighting Jacqueline Amorium, who is simply a submission artist, but she has no striking. She's one of those girls that will try to pull guard. I think Look Boo Me will win by decision here. If you guys want to do some more creative bets, Beer for the Boys is definitely one I would suggest. Zhang Ming Yang did lose his last fight, but he's going to be coming back for vengeance. So I think him and Sergey are going to win by knockout. And Jake Matthews is just a really good overall fighter. It's just sometimes he doesn't show up, but I can't see him not winning here. So those odds will give you plus 312. And then if you're a real degenerate like me, I gave you a little bigger one here in the bottom right. That's plus 1822. Again, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a great day. And that is a lock.